Honorable Minister Girjaji Vyas, Honorable Minister from Tamil Nadu, Vatlingaji, Honorable Secretary, HUPA, Arunji Mishra, President Shekhar Reddy, very dynamic, Chairman, Convention Committee, Jaksha Shah, President-elect Gitambar Anand, all my Governing Council members, Executive Committee members, fellow developers, the brave hearts and friends. Today, I am so happy to send you this message.
हमको आपसे शिकायत ना होती गर आपने हमारा वास्ता तूफानों से न किया होता। बात और होती अगर बात हम में और आप में होती, पर बात तो उस छोर पर इंतजार करते अपनों की थी। Honorable Minister, the theme reality favors brave, ये सारे ब्रेव हार्ट्स है जो इतने तूफानों में से कश्ती निकाल ले जाते हैं। किंतु आप सोचिए कि अगर ये तूफान न होते तो क्या वो जो इंतजार कर रहे हैं उनको घर सस्ते ना मिलते?
Ma'am, I must tell you, way back in 2011, we predicted a slowdown. Just playing a clip.
We believe that the lack of serious policy to manage urbanization could jeopardize even the 7.4% growth rate we assume in our base case, risking high unemployment.
Ma'am, our humongous effort, though did not culminate into action, but formation of 3 committees, one on affordable housing, second on simplification of approval processes, and third on rental housing were formed. May I just remind you that on affordable housing, there are Govindrajan committee reports, Kiran Dhingra report, and Deepak Parekh report. However, Arun Mishraji's report, hopefully, has a complete comprehension and, if implemented, will see desired results. Ma'am, we have been advocating for 5 reforms, and which can definitely move GDP a great deal. I would like to present here a comparative chart of similar countries in the, and ma'am, what we see that countries like China, Brazil, Russia, Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey, Argentina, and Malaysia have much higher per capita contribution to GDP from commercial real estate, that is entire housing sector that we know of, and the ratios are very, very mind-boggling. China has 3.8 times of our per capita contribution. Brazil has 4.1 times. Russia has 7.6 times. Mexico has 4.1 times. Indonesia has 2.1 times. Turkey has 5 times. Argentina has 7 times. Malaysia has 3.1 times. Ma'am, can we not simply set a goal that India's per capita contribution to this sector will be 4 times than the current level? Imagine, this will revolutionize the entire GDP pattern of this country, and we will be able to reach double-digit growth very soon. It happened. In 1998, when ATIA and ATIB sections in income tax were introduced, though direct tax concessions were given, indirect taxes rose 3 times. And GDP from 4 happened to 6, went to 8 and 9. It is unfortunate that we could not keep up the momentum. But I am sure if we follow 5 reforms, we'll be able to again reach there where we want to. The land reform, ma'am, FAR is the buzzword. Delhi has already doubled its FSI from 2.25 to 4.5. Hyderabad has removed concept of FAR. If we have to save green land, if we want to make urban infrastructure viable, and if we want land element cost on built up area less, we'll have to increase FAR across the board. And not that I am saying this, global urban science reports talk about viable infrastructure only after FAR of 5. Therefore, ma'am, a humongous effort is required on that front. Administrative reform, your SUPREP committee report, single window clearance is the solution. We need a political will to have this implemented across the board, and mind you, the establishment is not going to accept it very easily. We'll have to show great willpower to implement it. Then comes banking reforms. Currently, unfortunately, RBI, while making policies for housing, doesn't consult us. Now, this situation has to change. Makanji had committed us that he will take us to RBI and will establish a positive dialogue. Ma'am, we request you for the same. Then comes fiscal reform. FDI limits we suggested from 50,000 meter be brought to 10,000 meter. And current rent earning assets can be purchased by FDIs, which will definitely bring in much desired foreign currency and bring down the dollar rupee ratio, which is now 1:60. Ma'am, then comes the tax reforms. Currently, state government, central government and local urban bodies collect around 36% of sale value in taxes. We need to rationalize this. I assure you, madam, if this happens, we'll achieve what we desire to in the interest of the 65% youth of this country to get dignity in accommodation as well as employment. Ma'am, I will like to definitely tell you that we developers are committed to transparency. However, the regulatory bill bothers us. We want regulator, but regulatory bill in its current form will not achieve the purpose because it is only customer focus. It does not involve all stakeholders like telecom, energy and other sectors. If this bill comes in its present form, it will be a breeding ground of corruption, and therefore we humbly request you to have dialogue with us and all stakeholders again and see that a positive and result oriented regulatory bill comes. Ma'am, we have code of conduct. Every developer has signed it on stamp paper. They are committed to write carpet area or P-line built up area on their documents. We are now instituting consumer redressal forums in cities. Ma'am, I am sure that we will self-govern ourselves. Also, my fellow developers, we need certain actions, and CREDAI will definitely like to mentor this. Skill development centers in all cities. I am like 5 institutes in the country, centers of excellence for real estate studies. CREDAI should have electronic and print media. We should have our own bank which is real estate focus. And few of you who are social workers should definitely go on parliament to put our point across. With this, Ma'am, thank you very much. Honorable dignitaries, thank you very much. Jai Hind.